7:43 on a Wednesday. Fort Pierre Mayor Gloria Hanson. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome back to People in the Neighborhood, and welcome back to our. It's our first of many, I'm sure, live streams of you and I talking about stuff.
Well, isn't that exciting? Aren't we high tech though? Huh?
You didn't know coming in, did you?
I did not. I'm glad I combed my hair.
Special thanks going out there to Chuck Hanson for setting things up and charging things and setting it all up. He did a lot of work for this, and I sure hope we're doing it right for him. But yeah, that's what we do.
No, that's people enjoy those kinds of things. They like to see faces to the voices.
Yeah, now they're looking and they're going, oh, he's got the face for radio. Perfect.
You were always told that, though,
yep.
right?
I fought this tooth and nail getting a camera in here, but here we are.
There you
folks
are.
get to see
There
what's
you
going
are.
on. But you are very busy over in Fort Pierre, and first we were looking at spring, and then no, and then a little bit of spring again, and then no. How does that affect the city?
Well, it's just when we got the street sweeper out, then we had to go back and get the snow plows again, and it's snow removal is not an exact science, and especially when it doesn't stop until about noon, and then there are cars parked on the streets, and you do the best you can, but it's never perfect because the snow has to go somewhere, and today is going to go a lot. So anyway, be patient with us. We'll get out and move it if we have to. Otherwise, we're just going to let it melt.
And melt is the key word. I mean, it was by the end of the day yesterday, all the sidewalks, all the streets,
right.
And any issues with that as far as the drainage and everything? Is everything getting handled good?
Oh, we've had a couple of problem areas that we know about. Fort Pierre is a river town. A lot of us live on a hillside, and everything slopes toward the two rivers, and so you're going to have some drainage issues. But we're dealing with those as best we can, also.
Okay. What else is on the agenda for this morning?
Well, the one thing that we wanted to talk about, and speaking of spring and snow and rain and mud, the area that we had located our recycling bins was pretty muddy, and we were getting some complaints about that, and the street was getting a little torn up because of the trucks, sure. and so we are looking at a different location for the recycle bins. We're trying to find a place that has hard surface, and there just aren't a lot of public places like that have room enough for trucks to get in and out to haul the bins away. But what we're looking at is down by the Fifth Avenue boat ramp, and we are going to be taking down the old city shop. And I know people have been hearing that for a while, but it's going to happen. And so we're going to put the recycle bins down there so that people at least don't have to drive in the mud to get to recycle their paper and plastics and cardboard. And so be watching for that. We'll let you know just as soon as we get the move.
Yeah, definitely, that's for sure. Especially with spring being here now, and everybody wanting to, put their best foot forward and get all the spring cleaning done and all the recycling. And don't let that discourage you, folks. Make sure you keep that recycling going. It's very important.
It is important, and it's important to a lot of people. So I've heard from several people who have said, it's just too muddy to get to the recycle bin. So right. We listened, and I'm not sure that this is going to be the final resting place for the recycle bins, but that's going to be where it's going to be for now, I think.
They want to recycle, they just don't want to recycle mud.
No, and I don't blame them. I don't like to drive or walk in mud either.
Do enough of that normally from day to day.
Yeah, and the other thing that the council talked about last night at the council meeting was our usual city cleanup week is normally the first week in May.
Okay.
And we have been doing that for I'm not sure how many years, 12 or 14 years, I would guess. And the idea when it started was to allow people an opportunity to get rid of stuff that the broken down bicycles or the
old gas grills and stuff like that. Old gas
grills, old couches, whatever, and get it out to the curb, and the city would pick it up. Well, that has kind of run its course, and so it has last year, and I think residents need to know this, the city spent $28,000. Because the city can't do it all itself, we have to contract with other haulers, and yet the city staff spent an entire week. So if you add in the employees' time and the use of our equipment, it would have been far more than $28,000. So. We just talked about how we could be more efficient, and yet meet the needs of our residents. And we know that that's a convenience. We know that people wait and kind of accumulate.
Right.
Maybe if they remodel their downstairs bathroom, they kind of accumulate those things and put them on the curb for the city to haul away. But so what we're going to do this year, we're just going to try something different, is to put a voucher on the city newsletter. The city newsletter will come out about the middle of April, and that will give you one free pickup load to the landfill, to the Pierre landfill, and the city will pay that. You just have to take that voucher, and when you take your pickup load of refuse,
Sure.
And so that we're going to try that this year. One of the big needs that we have is improving our gravel for our gravel streets and alleys. And we had a lot of people really concerned about that. And gravel is expensive. We had $10,000 in the budget, and we spent $5,000 on one street and one alley. And so. So we're going to use that money that we would have spent on the cleanup, and we're going to improve our gravel and hopefully improve our alleys and our gravel streets. So,
well, as long as folks have a place to take it, and a way to do it, and
exactly.
everything. Some folks are going to have to work together, I'm sure. Families, that sort of thing. But
Right.
Why not? It's another afternoon outside.
And we did talk about that. We talked about senior citizens or people who might not have access to a pickup. And if anyone is out there listening, we're hoping that we'll get some volunteers.
Sure.
Maybe some high school groups or rodeo clubs or 4-H club or service club. If this is something you'd like to help us with and help out someone who doesn't have a pickup to haul their things to the landfill, give us a call. Give us a call if you need help, and give us a call if you can help.
There you go. The center of things, that's the city. And you're the mayor. Anything else we need to talk about today, or did we cover it all?
I think we covered the important things this morning.
Well, this is great, folks. 7:51 on a Wednesday. Ma'am, thank you so much for coming in.
You're
we'll
welcome,
have you again
Scott.
next week. And again, we're going to be on YouTube again. So maybe some surprises. Who knows? Maybe with some special guests. You never know what we're going to do on this show.
You never know. You never know.
There you go. People in the Neighborhood on KGFX. Proudly brought to you by Country Carpet and Flooring and Lee Real Estate. Good morning.